You walk through a supermarket filled with thousands of calories. You sit in an air-conditioned room with a supercomputer in your palm, completely safe. Yet, your heart still races when your phone vibrates with an unknown number. You feel a spike of dread when a coworker gives you a strange look. Why does minor social awkwardness trigger the exact same panic as a roaring predator? Because your brain was never designed for this world. Every emotion you feel and every sudden surge of anxiety was forged in a brutal prehistoric landscape. You are living in a digital civilization, but running software written 300,000 years ago. To understand why daily life feels so exhausting, you must realize you are an apex predator, living in a cage of your own making. Take checking your phone in the morning. Your thumb swipes across a screen, scanning notifications and news. In 30 seconds, your brain processes more novel information than your ancient ancestors encountered in a month. To your nervous system, it feels like a sudden flood of potential threats. In the Pleistocene epoch, novelty usually meant danger. Evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar discovered that the human neocortex evolved to manage social relationships with roughly 150 individuals, a limit known as Dunbar's number. In a tribe of that size, social rejection was an absolute death sentence. Now, you post a photo online, and thousands of strangers judge or ignore it. When notifications don't appear, anxiety washes over you. Your modern mind knows anonymous comments can't harm you, but your ancient brain doesn't know what the internet is. To your primitive brain, crowd rejection triggers the ancient exile alarm. Your amygdala fires off cortisol and adrenaline to survive a social expulsion. This gap between ancient biology and modern environments is called evolutionary mismatch theory. Biologist Edward O. Wilson famously noted that humanity's problem is having Paleolithic emotions, medieval institutions, and godlike technology. Consider how you eat. Why is it so hard to resist sugary or salty snacks? For millions of years, high-calorie foods were rare. If an early human found sweet berries, the smartest survival strategy was to eat every single one immediately. Your ancestors survived precisely because they possessed an intense drive to gorge on sugar and fat. Today, food corporations target these exact instincts to send your dopamine into overdrive. This same trickery explains why modern work feels suffocating. To early humans, work was physical and directly tied to survival. You hunted, gathered, or built shelter, seeing immediate results. Neurobiologist Robert Sapolsky points out that a wild zebra only experiences acute stress when actively chased by a lion. Once it escapes, its body calms down. Humans, however, activate that same stress response merely by thinking about the future. Worrying about performance reviews or mortgage rates releases the same stress hormones as running for your life. Because modern stressors are chronic, your body stays swimming in stress chemicals while sitting still in an ergonomic chair. Your brain thinks you are being hunted 40 hours a week. Even your sleep architecture has been altered. Ancient humans practiced segmented sleep, sleeping 3 hours, waking up to check the perimeter, and falling back asleep. When you lie awake at 2 in the morning, you are experiencing your brain's natural night watch protocol. It isn't a flaw. It's an ancient feature meant to keep your family alive in the dark. Furthermore, artificial blue light from screens tricks your pineal gland into suppressing melatonin. Looking at a smartphone at midnight sends a signal that it is bright noon on the African savanna, leaving you trapped in exhaustion. Understanding this mismatch allows you to stop fighting your own biology. You do not need to fix your brain because it isn't broken. It is a brilliant survival engine that kept your ancestors alive through ice ages and droughts. Tonight, when you flip that light switch, you might actually think twice. While the room brightens in an instant, the deep, ancient mind inside your head is still sitting by the fire, watching the shadows, keeping you safe in the dark.